Conversations on the climate crisis, fair financial architecture by global lenders and debt restructuring dominated discussions during the inaugural Africa Climate Summit. 19 African heads of state and government converged for the summit in solidarity to amplify Africa's position on the need for a global shift in dealing with the challenge of carbon emissions. Harmful emissions responsible for continued environmental destruction manifested through drought, flooding, emerging diseases, among others. Here are notable perspectives on climate change from the heads of state and government as the three-day summit concluded.
Yes, it is true, we contributed the least. Yes, it is also true, we are suffering the most. We're not asking to be favored. We're not asking to be treated differently. We want a fair financial system that treats everybody equally.
Africa continues to carry the burden of rising temperatures, despite contributing the smallest share of global greenhouse gas emissions.
Understanding nature and the climate crisis does not respect the boundaries which man holds fast to as borders. Indeed, I say now it doesn't matter because we're seeing it in the north, in the east, the west, and the south.
African continent requests are clear in the documents of this meeting and also in the decision of the African meeting that decided on holding this summit before COP28 in Abu Dhabi.
In the face of this reality, we cannot continue to lament about the impact of climate change, nor continue to wait for the financial support that has been promised but not delivered.
To avoid the past mistakes in the history of our continent, we need to focus on human capital advancement by training our own people, especially youth, so as to be able to reap from these vast opportunities.
It is for the perennial nature of our collective efforts in favor of climate, for the preservation of biodiversity, and I would even add to guarantee peace, civil peace.
Without swift collective action, we risk witnessing the obliteration of Sierra Leone's invaluable ecosystems.
Our summit cannot and should never be a talk show, but a place where concrete actions and actionable actions are being taken.
I am also calling on donors to double adaptation finance by 2025, and for all parties to transform the global goal on adaptation from theory and text into real action and tangible results.
African countries face disproportionate burdens and risks arising from unpredictable weather patterns, particularly prolonged droughts and devastating floods at all levels.
An international financial system that is able to provide an effective debt relief mechanism that supports payment suspensions, longer lending terms, lower rates.